We need the slap.
Well,
No, we need to figure out what we're doing. Okay.
We're live on
Close.
YouTube.
Yeah,
That's
live
Facebook.
on there.
No, we're live.
This
We're
is this one's YouTube. This one's
Oh, hi Facebook. Hi YouTube.
Hi.
We're
on
that
two different-
cool.
Look at us go. On Shark Tales
Woohoo.
with Andy.
Oh wait.
Oh, turn the lights on too. Yeah.
Oh.
Whoa.
Jesus, thanks.
We are coming to you live from the Thunderdome,
Yeah, at the fairgrounds.
aka Tulare Thunderbolt.
Races start Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but we're here Monday prepping.
It's
trying to get
raining.
ready.
It's race is canceled. Sorry.
It's really weird
Is that
how
straighter?
this place, because this place already lost a race with the Outlaws. It got rained out, but everything, the pits, the infield, it's all this sand. They can go out with a water truck and water it down. 15 minutes later, that water is gone. But it rains here and it just floods everything, and you have to cancel
why
everything.
does the water sit on top of the sand?
It's weird,
Yeah.
right? It doesn't make sense why the rain will wash out everything, but we take a water truck out and it.
Yeah, Woodhouse,
to go
water
multiple
the
laps.
damn infield for those guys going through there and qualifying.
Told him that. I told him
Soak
that.
it!
I told him that. So we ran here a couple weeks ago, and I said,
God.
"Hey, this is prep for Trophy Cup. All these drivers coming to prep, get ready for Trophy Cup. You got to do the same thing. Let's water that infield.
Practice makes perfect.
Water that infield, especially that lane to get us in." He's all, "Hey, I've already got notes, but that thing's like sand." I'm all, "Just that lane." The lane as we exit off the track, just so we don't dust the cars out that are
And the
going for
crowd.
their last lap.
And you know, I'm really big. If I had my own racetrack, I would soak the infield all night long because the push trucks are constantly going in and out for yellows and reds, and
Yeah.
and they create dust. I hate dust.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough deal.
Okay, so dust. Was there any dust where you raced last Saturday?
No, I want to talk about Petaluma first because
Okay,
I'm very, very.
ladies first.
Yes, ladies first.
We haven't talked to each other because we specifically knew we were gonna do this. So we kept asking each other questions and like getting halfway out. We're like, oh,
No, I don't want to hear. I don't want to
don't
hear.
tell me.
So and just to kind of like preemptive, like to let you guys know, like tomorrow we are going to be on Wing Nation, 9:30 in the morning. I got a text said, "Hey, want to talk to you early Tuesday. Can you make that happen?" I'm all, "Absolutely. I'm going to be camping with Forsberg. You want me to invite him on?" They're all, "Oh, hell yeah, this is going to be awesome." So
We haven't talked that lame ass in 10 years when he used to win, when he used to be fast.
yeah, so we get to do an interview with Wing Nation tomorrow morning. So that's exciting. But yeah, I want to hear about Petaluma, and I told Andy, I said, let's both get a win on Saturday.
That would've been cool.
Yeah, so then we could talk about it and build ourselves up. Well, I didn't get a win at Antioch, spoiler alert. And then I got in the car as I was driving home. I'm sure Andy won. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? They didn't have the results, but I looked at the race. You didn't complete all laps. I clicked on your car. You were leading for the first 9.
Hey,
fell to second.
Finish
got
first.
the lead
First, you
in,
must finish.
got the lead again, and then you went to 4th, and then you were out of the race.
Are we
So
gonna
I don't
do
know
this
what
again?
happened. Trying to reconnect.
We'll
It's
just
all
talk to YouTube.
Talk to YouTube. So
Did you
tell me
log
what
in
happened at
online? Oh,
Petaluma.
YouTube's working, but Facebook isn't.
There were 77 cars there total. Pits were packed.
I saw the Dwarf car had a 50-lap main.
So the dwarf cars raced a 25 lapper, and then we ran our main event,
Oh.
and then they ran another 25 lapper. It's
Oh,
just
wow.
Memorial lap for more. This thing ain't working.
Is it the same? Was it the same race?
Yeah, so how you finish on the first main, I think that dictates where you start the next main, and I'm not sure if they revert or invert
Inverted,
or what.
okay.
But I don't drive a dwarf car, so I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, only 11 sprint cars showed up. I drew the one pill for the main event.
Of course you did.
Okay, I wrote them all down. I specifically, before I left today, I went in the shop and I wrote down what I drew every time I was in the redraw.
Yeah.
So I didn't do the math, but there was at least 10 front rows
All year.
this year.
Jesus.
Yes, and
Insane.
another 3 that I earned from the 4th to 1st.
Okay.
I ain't counting that as well.
No, hell no. Yeah, you earned that one.
So I
Absolutely.
believe I've been on the front row at least 13 times this year.
Jesus, criminy.
Should have won 13 races, all right? But it don't work that way.
Damn.
So yeah, I led. I got to this lap car.
How was
and-
the track?
So it started off kind of hard and crusty.
Okay.
I think he
Because they
prepped it.
overwatered it the last time we were
Yeah,
there for SCCT.
and he was expecting rain Thursday and Friday.
Oh, okay.
That never happened. So
Mm.
the old adage, the tide's coming in, da 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 da. The track actually came back, and it was pretty fast.
Yeah.
I wasn't as fast as a month ago, but I got the lead, and I was lapping a car, and the flagman there is really good at actually using the flags.
Sure.
The move over flag, he's very adamant.
Yeah.
So he gave
11 cars is tough because sometimes we've been to races there when there's not that many cars and lap traffic.
doesn't come into play.
Yeah, it doesn't really. So 11 cars, but you got
It
into
did.
lap traffic.
Yeah.
quick.
So she was running the bottom. I got to her. He gave her the move over flag. Is like she was going by the flag stand. I'm coming out of turn 4. So she ran the bottom of 1 and 2. And so I'm like, okay, she's gonna hug the
And
bottom.
that was the line.
Yeah, I wanted to get around her in 1 and 2, but I wasn't close enough.
But the preferred lines, bottom, both corners.
yeah, the
yeah.
bottom of 3 and 4 is always the preferred line, the way that thing's shaped now.
Yeah.
But so I thought I was going fast enough where I could still get around her in 3 and 4. Well, I think she decided to move over at that point. Only problem was I was on the outside of her. And so now she got me all pinned up against the wall. So I'm up there, in the no man's land doing the
Yes.
icky shuffle.
Yeah.
Grasty got by me. So then I chased him down. I guess I don't know what his situation is. I don't want to say that I charged back up to pass him. I think he was having problems too. He kept getting tight in 1 and 2. I got by him. Then like a lap later, the yellow came out. He was parked over there. So I don't know if he was having some
You wrecked
issues.
him?
No, I didn't touch him. Somebody said power steering problems. So I don't know. But
Must have been your fault. so.
yes. So at that point, I'm like, okay, I'm going to win this race. Just finish. And I went into turn 1 with 4 laps to go, and the car just went straight towards the wall. We broke something in the steering. My
Oh.
front tires were doing this bullshit. And I pulled in. I did get an attaboy, Marcus Cardina. Like, you know
Saw
what? Did you see that?
Yep.
He goes, I feel bad for Forsberg, but I gotta give him respect. He could have caused the caution because he broke. But guess what he did? He just pulled in the infield and called it a night.
So nobody bazookaed you.
I didn't want to get bazooka.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, sorry, I'm messing up my mic.
I know. So I want to try something. Really, time out.
Time out.
Give me your mic.
Both of them.
Yes. Bill Strauss said the sound is weird.
Oh no, Bill.
So I want to see if we turn this
It's all the
off.
rain.
Could be.
That might be. So it's interesting about the move. Blue and yellow is a move over flag. So we've had races in the past where our DOC at the pit meeting said, guys, we're going to use the move over flag. It's not a move over flag, it's a hold your line flag. So wherever you're running, the guys are going to go around you. Just hold your line. Do your best to hold your line. So, yes, it is a move over flag, right?
That's
how
what we've
we've
always
always
called
kind of
it.
called it, a move over flag. But basically, like, hey, leaders are coming.
It's kind of a warning. Don't be an idiot.
Right,
Here comes
right.
the leaders.
But, like, not to say, like, she did anything wrong necessarily moving out of the preferred line. But, like, that did kind of cost you your...
It was
race
just bad
a little bit.
timing on me.
Just bad timing.
And I mean, maybe she just got tight and pushed up the track.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know, but
yeah.
and I mean, I'm not mad at her. I mean, it's just racing.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, shit happens.
So you didn't touch anything, front end just broke.
No. Yeah,
Oh.
something just the tie rod stud on the right front. So the right. It was really weird too. So I drove, hauling ass at Petaluma, get it all set, and then just went straight towards the wall. So now my ass is puckered. I'm hitting the brakes, turning left, and the thing's not really turning, but it did
Okay,
kind
hold
of turn. Time out again.
I know. Sorry. How about now?
Sounds good.
Sound gone.
Sound gone? I need my glasses. No sound now.
I know. So I turned.
No sound.
Oh
Well,
my
how
god.
can they
We need
can
a soft
hear us.
opening.
You gotta turn it off.
Turn what off? I did turn it off.
Hey Candace, get your Facebook up please and help us out. Just watch so we can do this.
Oh,
little
now Bill said
expediter.
better.
See if you hear it.
All good now. Okay.
Cool. Are we
Alright.
good now?
All
We're
right,
good
come
now.
on, Bill.
Sorry.
Are we good? Let's go.
Yeah, he said good now.
Let's go.
I just had to
What
take
did
everything
you say?
off.
Well, would you want us to start back 25 minutes ago?
Remember back to exactly when I
My
took
front
the
end
mic.
broke. I almost hit the wall, but
Go
then
to
it kind of straightened out. and then you start panicking like, am I imagining this?
Yes.
So I was able to get it down the straightaway, and then I got to turn 3 and it kind of straightened out again, and I could hear the tie rod. I didn't know what was making noise, but it was clanking, clanking. I knew there weren't a ton of cars out there, so I did kind of do the old glance over, and then I just darted across the track to get in the infield. So then I did a circle, pointed it towards the exit so I could just get pushed right off the track when the race is over.
Yeah.
The quad gets behind me to push me, and the car just kept going in a circle. I could not turn it up the track. Had to get towed off.
Dang.
That was my dad in Petaluma.
Bummer. Well, so you didn't get your win.
No. That's why they run the race. Everybody, oh, Forster's in the front row. Oh my God.
It's
Gonna
dirt
win.
track racing. You
Yeah.
never know what's gonna happen. Yeah, nothing's a given. You gotta earn it every time. So, I raced Antioch. So, and I think we raced back there in either March or April. It was like early in the season, and even back then, they watered the hell out of it for wheel pack. It took forever to wheel pack that place.
I have never been there when there's an ounce of moisture. I don't understand it.
Well, they watered the heck out last time, but then we tried a hot lap. Track wasn't ready. We went to qualifying anyway. We were qualifying greasy in one corner. It was kind of blowing off in another corner.
We were watching the midgets try to qualify, and they were all pushing up.
You're
the
talking
track.
about this week?
At Antioch.
So
Or you're talking about
this was like the first
okay,
time we
okay,
were
okay,
there.
sorry.
So yeah, but this time they watered the heck out of it again, taking forever to wheel pack. And I thought it was going to be the exact same thing. It was going to be snotty in 3 and 4, and the sun was going to cook 1 and 2. So we go out in hot lap, and that thing ain't coming in. It's greasy as hell. Everybody's pushing like a dump truck up the track.
Let me ask you this: was everybody on board with packing the track? Was everybody like doing their thing?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Everybody was muddy as hell.
Okay.
Like you kind of had to. Like, and we even didn't really get all the way down on the berm. Like the midgets still needed to pack too, or engine heat, whatever they do. So they were gonna pack later. So there was still quite a bit to still pack in. But yeah, every car was packed full of mud. It was a mess. And then tried a hot lap, greasy as hell. Guys are pushing like crazy. And then you'd yellow, wheel pack again, try to hot lap again, gain a half a second. Next group would gain a half a second. So finally, like each group hot lap 2 sets, and they finally set. The original schedule was we would hot lap, then qualify. Then the midgets would hot lap and qualify. Well, they ex-nayed that after our second set, each group hot lap, and they said, okay, midgets, you go hot lap and qualify, then we'll get the sprint cars back out there. It was still greasy as hell by the time we hot lapped again for the 3rd set, and they just gave us green, white, checkered and said, close enough.
You guys went like 27 laps, I think, where it showed like the hot lap, green flag laps. Like
Yeah.
27 laps, I think it was.
So a
It
funny
was a
thing
mess.
about I've got a little racer group chat, and we were talking about the car count we expected you guys to get, and we didn't think that NARC was going to get. 18 was the most that we thought.
Yeah.
We were bouncing around 15, 16, 17, and we thought maybe 12 midgets. So the people that I knew that were going to Antioch were like, dude, this show could be done at like 8:15.
Their fault.
But
That
there
when
was
they
a
were running
caveat.
good races.
Unless they overwater it.
That's exactly what happened, and it sucks because so when that happened in March and April, like then like the sun's still out, like it's kind of springtime, like longer days, and it just cooked the track. By main event time, it was bone slick.
Oh, that's the race you almost won.
Damn near won it. And like you had to either be up on the fence, and then it kind of started rubbering up, but not fully rubbered up, and you got to move around the track. It was an awesome track. So I was expecting. I was super confident going into that race. Like this is gonna be great. And then they watered the
Been
heck
here,
out
done
of it.
that. We know what's
So
going on.
after the second set of hot laps, now the sun's down.
Oh,
So now
yeah.
we have no
Short
sun
days,
cooking
yep.
the track. Exactly. So like that didn't help matters. Basically, the bottom of 1 and 2 never came in the entire night.
Yeah.
Still greasy as hell. So it wasn't as bad tear-off wise as Petaluma was for us a few weeks ago, but we did have an open red because everybody was yelling, "I need tear-offs! I need tear-offs!"
That pisses me off. Put enough tear-offs
That
on.
was you. Wasn't it you that was yelling you need tear-offs?
I've never needed tear-offs.
Who was
Other
it?
than
Oh, it
Vegas.
was Bumgarner.
It
It
was
was my
Brad. It
crew
was
chief.
your
It was
guy.
Vegas.
Bumgarner.
I ran out of tear-offs because I underestimated how muddy the track was going to
Yeah.
be. But yeah, I go out with 40, 50 tear-offs on a deal like that. I'm not running out.
So, yeah.
Someone asked how many you had on at Petaluma this weekend.
I didn't put that many on because I was in the front row. I was confident and arrogant.
James Stewart, motocross guy, like there was one year where I think he won every moto.
Oh, go
And
ahead.
He's got a story where second moto, everybody's lined up on the gate, and he just pulled off every tear off before the start, and then got the whole shot and won. So like that's confidence. Like that's badass.
I do that to myself sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
like if I'm on the front row of a heat race or something, and I've only got like 5 tear-offs on, I'll be like,
Nope.
"You ain't putting none on, buddy. You
Hell
better win
yeah,
this goddamn
see?
thing." But let's go back to
Lights a
motocross.
fire up your butt.
What we haven't talked about this. What do you think of Deegan's move at Vegas about a month ago?
I just hate it. I
What
hate
a
it.
dick!
So like Eli Tomac, he's always kind of been my guy. He kind of did. It was never that dirty, but same thing happened at Vegas championship. Dungey had the point lead.
Oh, so this is a while ago.
Yes.
Okay.
He was going to have to win, and Dungey was have to get like third or fourth or whatever. But Dungey, he's just so damn good. Like he ain't gonna get third or fourth. He's gonna get second right behind you. So Eli got the whole shot and then slowed down. Then Dungey didn't want to pass him, passed him. Then Eli kind of did something a little dirty, passed him back, and then it was going cat and mouse. Well, then two guys just blew both their doors off and then took off and won the race. So Eli lost the race, lost the championship, but
I love that though.
it like
Go run a race.
I didn't like it.
Cute.
He was my guy, but it was something like, oh, I wish he didn't do that. But Deegan just sent it to another level, like literally trying to wipe him out, like
Looking
take
behind
out.
him.
Yes.
Come on by. So if you know what we're talking about, this is the 250, like the 360 division is Supercross.
Yeah.
And the points battle, last race, yada yada yada. This guy's got to do this or that.
Yeah.
And Deegan, who's kind of a pissant in my opinion,
But he's a dog, dude.
he
He's
talks
such
a big
badass
game and he
driver,
does some douchey
rider.
stuff. But
Yeah.
he basically needed this one guy to not finish what Shimoda.
Yeah, like he needed to be 2 spots ahead of this guy, so he basically needed to
Crash
wreck
him. He needed to dump him.
Yes.
But he was in
And
front
he
of
was
him.
trying.
So he finally just slowed down, let him by, and then he just tried ballparking him.
And then
Fell down himself, broke his collarbone.
His collarbone.
So Andy Gregg was there. I texted Andy Gregg. I'm like, dude, I'm not really into Supercross. You got to tell me, is this normal? What is going on?
Yeah.
And he goes, dude, the whole place was booing him and flipping him off. The whole place. So
But that's the kind of guy that feeds off that stuff. Like that's just going to light
Well.
him up even more. Like but that guy is an animal. Like you
Oh, I
should see
hate his
his.
is he
energy.
gonna go to
That's
450s or
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he keeps winning everything in the 250. So yeah,
Is it 500s or 450s? What is it?
It's 450.
450s. Okay.
Yep,
I've started watching a lot of Supercross. Okay.
I like it.
You brought up Supercross, so I had to bring it. I've been wanting to
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
to you
yeah,
about
yeah.
that. So okay, you're back to Antioch.
Yeah, back to Antioch. So yeah, track.
Oh, we were talking about tear-offs. That's how we got to Supercross.
That's how we did. So yeah, Antioch
tear-offs.
qualified decent.
Talking about tear-offs.
All right, I have not won a heat race all year.
Oh,
long.
that came up in Petaluma
I
too.
bet you guys talked about that.
Oh, and
God damn it.
13.
0-20. I don't know what it is.
And I think Brian looked up. I've won 18 heat races this year.
Jesus Christ. I have
That's
not-
how you get in the redraw.
I know. I have not won. I've had to qualify in order to make a dash. I've had to earn it in qualifying rather
That
than.
is so much nicer. When you
Yes.
just lock yourself in. So it would be first through fourth quick or first through third
I have
quick.
not. I think I've gotten one start from the front row, and then got passed later in the heat.
What's going on?
I don't know, bud. I don't know. Like in this like had Max Mitri and like Cannon. I'm sure he can attest to. Like he's kind of talked about Max. He's like, man, that guy is snake bitten. He gets called for jumps all the time. So that was kind of in my head. I'm
Hopefully
like,
he's
okay,
timid.
like maybe you will. And they had the line super late in the corner. Like sometimes it's kind of like still on the
Yeah.
as you're turning.
I feel
Well,
like they do
had-
that at Antioch. The last couple times I raced
Maybe.
there, it was like we're starting that late.
Yeah, so it's almost like toward the straightaway. So I'm thinking I'm on the outside. I'm gonna get a run, and nobody really ran the bottom. So I'm like, that part's still greasy. Like I
He's
think
gonna spin his tires.
I'm gonna get this. Well, it didn't work out. So he got a great jump. We were side by side, and I was pushing pretty hard in the heat. But
You did. We actually watched your heat. Yeah.
yeah, but
You put some heat on him for 2 or 3 laps, but then there's nothing. to
there was
do.
nowhere you could go to pass. It was unfortunate. So yeah, didn't get the start. But just like the last time, same thing. Didn't get the start from the front row. Finished second. Started 8th in the main, and I felt really good actually. I never went to the top in 3 and 4. Kind of worked the bottom. Got by a few guys. Some restarts worked my way. Some one would have been great. I started 4th. Dominic started 2nd. He got a jump on DJ, so he got the lead. DJ fell to 2nd. I got into 3rd, and Tim jumped a right rear, stopped it in turn 2. So neglected that race or
And
negated
then
it.
back to single file.
So back to single file, restarted 4th. DJ's back in the lead. So
And then Dom flipped.
yeah, then Dom flipped later. So I was in 3rd for a while. Jesse Slotfelt was running the piss out of the car.
That's what I heard.
That watching him run anywhere, dude, he is on the hammer, up on the fence, running as hard as he can. Like it's pretty fun to watch. So yeah, I felt like I'm in the high line on a restart. He's 4 tires in the fluff, gets around me. I got him back, held him off for several laps, and then I started getting closer to Dominic Gordon to get 2nd place. He saw my nose, started taking my line, and I should have moved my line, but didn't. Jesse got by me, and I basically finished 4th. So, lost some ground in the points. Bummer deal.
But you gained some ground and points here at this track. We're literally,
Yeah.
what is that? 40 yards?
Yeah.
We're 40 yards from turn 3
3
and
and
4.
4. So, yeah. So, I was here 2 weeks ago. Got 2nd NARC show. And at that point, we still weren't sure if we were going to run Trophy Cup. But Brad, shout out to Brad, because at the end of the night, everybody's pretty pumped up. Got 2nd at NARC show at Tulare. Brad's like, so we're running Trophy Cup, right? And Don, car owner, he's like, oh yeah, we probably should run Trophy Cup. So like 4 days or a couple days later, we ended up putting our entry form in. So
Let me ask
We are
you,
running.
do you remember, because I wasn't at any race that night. I was watching on Flow. The first start of the feature. Do you remember what happened in turn 1? Because I thought you did the right thing.
oh,
And
yes.
it didn't work.
Yes. I just went to the high line and then got slid
I
by
know.
2 guys.
They didn't slide you. They just drove there and plugged
Yes.
the hole.
It was weird.
And all of a sudden you're in 4th place.
because
I'm like,
I felt like I had a decent start
Yes.
on Tanner, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna rip the
Yep,
top here
it looked perfect.
and get a good run. And I got up there, and then 2 guys just shot
Yeah.
right through the middle and both passed me. And I, surprised, like turned under one, got
because
one back.
you went into turn. It wasn't like you lifted and
Right.
coasted her in there. I was watching. I'm like, okay, this is exactly what he should do.
Yeah.
This is perfect.
Yeah.
And then I was like, how are these 2 cars passing him? This isn't right. But
Well-
you didn't let it happen the second time, so that was good.
Yeah, so then I kind of cheated my line a little bit, kind of blocked one of the sliders. Caleb still got me, but I was able to turn under him, slide him in 3 and 4 to hold 2nd, and then yeah, you gotta get on my butt if I'm driving bad in traffic. Like I'm
No,
not doing a good job.
I haven't told you this, but I'm not your driver coach this week.
Oh,
I'm quitting.
how come?
Okay, how have you done at the Trophy Cup the last 2 or 3 years with me as your driver coach?
I've been doing okay.
Okay,
No?
okay.
Yeah,
How did you do 2 weeks ago here without me here?
I did good.
You ran 2nd.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm the problem. I'm gonna go coach someone
Well,
else.
Coach, yeah, coach who's gonna win.
I'm gonna go find out what we think is the fastest, and I'm gonna go give them hints. Cause yeah, I've been your driver coach here the last couple years, and I mean we haven't set the world on fire like you
We
said.
sure
We did
haven't.
okay,
Yeah.
and then you're down here on your own, and you run 2nd with NARC. So obviously, my advice isn't needed.
Well, it's funny because like our advice, like we've been doing this long enough, and our advice is like, "What's your plan?" That's our advice. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. do
Oh,
that.
you want to run the high line? Oh yeah, that sounds good. Do that.
We
So,
just like to reassure each other. I mean,
It-
we
it
really
is.
don't tell each other what to do.
my favorite
we just-
is what you rolling up on the 50 like drunk, like, "Hey,
No.
what was your plan?" Yeah. Do that. Hey, hit the water on the infield when you come out.
Yeah, that is important. That's one thing, Woodhouse. You were saying water the trail. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people miss the trail, so I think the trail needs to be about 50 feet wide.
Yeah, at least 2 passes through.
Or we need to
wide.
put a bunch of KRC cones out there or something to where you have to go through this lane.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate dust. When the push trucks go in there and it's just all this dust. I mean, we always want new fans. What do we got to do to get new fans? We got to make it pleasant for them. Like us diehards, we'll eat dust and we'll get covered in dirt. We don't give a shit.
Yeah.
New fans don't want dust. Is there going to be dust off the racetrack? Probably.
Yep.
But if you can control it, other areas. Also, we create a lot of wind. We suck dust off the infield.
Yeah. But it's always gets crazy. Somebody gets crossed up and goes to the infield, but then stays on the gas.
Exit.
Like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
plume cloud.
Yeah, you'll come
and-
through the turn, you can't even see. It might not
Looks
look
like
that
an
bad
atomic
from the
bomb
grass
going
from the
off,
grandstands,
yeah.
but you will be blind for a second. You're like,
100%.
their car spun out. They're not saying slow down on the
And
race.
that's the thing about qualifying. Like if guys are running in the
Yeah.
infield and then you're wide open and then there's kind of a dust cloud. Like, no, am I in the right line? Like, did the dust cover it up? Like, it's too sketch. Too sketchy.
Before you got here today, we were talking about the evolution of your Antioch box.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
Started out just as
we're
a
watching the
cardboard.
midget race and Gulbeck came
was there
over.
anybody there with any protection?
No. And Shane's like, there's no good place to watch in the pits at
No,
Antioch.
it's miserable.
Terrible.
People give me shit like, oh, I went to Petaluma to go run 360 instead of going to Antioch. It's miserable there. I'm sorry, I'm not throwing the track under the bus or the promoters. It is not a fun experience for a race team to go to Antioch. I like watching other races too. I would have watched the midgets or the mini stocks or whoever is racing. There's nowhere good to watch at Antioch. It sucks. Because
And
you're
maybe
literally
from the main grandstands.
you
Maybe
can't
it's
get
good
there. You gotta
I know.
fucking
we
walk the
can't.
Ho Chi Minh Trail. So the problem with Antioch pit grandstands is they're literally about 5 feet off the racetrack.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're sitting on top of those cars as
And
they
there's
go by,
trees everywhere,
and
so,
so
you're, kinda, like,
you're getting
dodging
pelted. And,
those.
so yeah, I built. I think the first thing I built was just a flat piece of cardboard.
Yeah, it was just a flat piece of cardboard.
And with a hole and a piece of plastic over it. So I would just sit there like this. So we went down there. That's when I was running for Flory in the Family Auto Service. So I had to go to Antioch a few times a year back then. And so then my dad's like, you know, you ought to make it big enough for 2 people because he wanted to sit in it with me. So I made a bigger piece of cardboard. I always had cardboard at work. And then he goes, you ought to put a top over it so you don't get shit down your back. So yeah, by the time I was done racing at Antioch, we had this box so big, 4 people could sit in it. It had sides, a front, and a top.
And
I could
windows,
barely get it to the
cellophane.
track. It was in the back of my truck and flopping around on the freeway. Had to half rebuild it when we got
Good thing
there.
you didn't have the open trailer.
Had side windows on
Well,
it.
so finally, I think that it might have been a Civil War race. It was such a fiasco. Or no, one time I got so pissed off, I said, I'm never coming back here, and I left the box there.
So, you say this.
I
now,
went back.
So this coming weekend we're here, Tulare. The next weekend, Narc goes to Kern, Bakersfield.
Have fun with that drive.
Yeah. So the first night we were there with my wife Lisa, and it's just a dust bowl. Like it's terrible. There's small pit stands that you can go to,
Where are the pit stands to the racetrack?
like right getting into turn 1.
Oh, perfect. So they spray you.
Oh
The
god.
car sets and they just.
So
But standing in the trailer, like wind would come and it just blows dust into the trailer. It's like the
Bakersfield,
desert.
It's the
Bakersfield,
desert.
it's the
It's
desert.
sandy desert.
So Lisa said, Sean, you got that extra helmet in your bag, right? You don't need it? I'm all, no. So I'm going to use it. Okay. So she goes in there, goes up in the stands, puts a helmet on. She's getting side-eyed by everybody like, what is this ding-dong doing? 1 lap. They
Yep.
lasted 1 lap. And she's sitting there, piece and cake, and everybody, like, they're headed out of town. They're, hey, good idea with the helmet. Good job. Good job.
I would get the same reaction from people when
Yeah.
I would carry the box to Antioch.
What a dork. Look at this dork.
Oh, what are you afraid to get all dirt on you? And then you're sitting there watching the race and you just hear all this shit just tatter and tatter and tatter. And then you're just sitting there and you look at the person that was just making fun of you and they're like this. Watching the race. I'm like, yeah, how's my box now, asshole? But yeah, back to that. I mean, Antioch's it's just not a fun environment for the crew to watch a race.
Man,
It's miserable.
But the track there was badass to race there, like back in March or April, whenever we were. The SCCT race at the end of the year, Shermonti like started dead last, won the race. Like you got to move around. The track gets super
he came
slick.
from the back that night.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. And Schlotfeld, he qualified dead last. He came from the back and got third. And he was 4 tires in the fluff. Like, if that place gets wide, like, it's a racy joint, man. Like, I really enjoy going to Antioch. I bet Neto wouldn't say Antioch is one of his favorite places, but he just won 2 NARC shows here there this year. So, like,
Yeah, Sharamani won the midget race, right?
yeah, and he was 4 tires in the fluff. Like
For the
he-
midget race?
Yes.
Was he?
It was fun to watch. It was badass. So the track produces good racing, but from the pit stands, like it's hard to watch. Like it's not enjoyable to watch there. It's fun to race.
I'm watching from home. I'm watching on Flow, and like Schlotfeld's
Yeah.
coming, he's coming, and I'm like, dang it! And then he'd go up high. I'm all, yes, and I'm like, shit, that worked. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it didn't make any sense why he was making that much ground up, that much higher than anybody
Because
else.
he just drives the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
But it
funny,
bit him a couple
though.
times.
Yeah,
Sure,
for sure.
Yeah.
It's
a-
funny,
it's a
like
fine
Larry
line.
Shelton was there, and he kind of said, you know, Larson, I bet he would put 4 tires up there. Like, this is before all the mains were going. Like, I swear, I've seen him do it. I've seen him go 4 tires in the fluff and run around everybody. Like, oh, okay. And, like, Joey Ancona, like, he had motor problems there, but he kind of said the same thing as all. I wonder if you can kind of go around the cushion there. And then Shermani did it in the midget, which was, like,
That's
legit.
impressive, yeah.
Hell
Because
yeah.
they're not, you don't have the wings smash them into the
No.
ground.
And then Schlotfeld did it in the main, so yeah, maybe that's just the trick.
Dude,
See, you might like that place. Like
Well-
if it's all hooked up and juicy like
we
that.
were loading up and I was watching the main event and I was like, I think I made a comment about, I'm like, ooh, it looks like that place is juiced up. I actually should have gone there tonight. It looks like fun.
Yeah, no kidding.
I like just getting my teeth and going.
Yeah, and it was smooth too. Like it wasn't rough. Like, but you had to be on it, or like you would get biked up, and they got so much banking getting into both corners. Like it's
is
pretty
banked.
cool. It's fun. I like it.
Okay, well, that's a wrap on what we did last weekend. What are we going to talk about tomorrow? We have nothing to talk about.
I know.
Are we gonna do it
yeah,
tomorrow?
Poor Wing Nation.
Yeah, we'll talk about what we talked about on Wing Nation.
Yeah.
So we'll do a double. So yeah, I used to watch Wing Nation when it was on Mav TV. I'm not in podcasts and stuff like that, so I can't say that I've really paid much attention to Wing Nation now. So hopefully they're not watching this and saying, well, screw that guy if he doesn't watch our show. But yeah, I know Steve Post and Aaron Crocker Evernham
Yeah.
are the hosts.
Yeah,
or we're the
we're
hosts.
At the location for World of Outlaw.
I was
Land.
here for that.
Such a
Yeah.
badass man.
I tried knocking the turn 1 fence down qualifying. We broke a right rear center out of a wheel. Yeah. So I didn't race that night.
Mm.
I watched.
Man.
Good old days. Family Auto Service.
So that,
Oh.
was that like 04, 03?
I think that was 04 or 05. Yeah. Yeah, it had to be 04 or
You were
5.
in that car when you were in the 23 still?
Yeah.
And then
I don't think
also the 10.
I didn't run the Outlaws that
No, but I'm just trying to think like what car you were in, and then the 10, you still ran that car.
05.
I know what we can talk about tomorrow, but I won't say until tomorrow. We'll talk. We're
So you have to tune in tomorrow.
yeah.
Go to YouTube.
YouTube. This is working, right? We got both.
We'll talk about some people that we lost in the last couple weeks. Give a little love to some families.
All right.
So,
Like it.
okay, that's it. Thank you. Night 1 of
Peace
Trophy
out.
Cup. Camp weekend. It's not race night. There's no races tonight.
I don't know how to stop it on there.
So yeah, we did
Just press
YouTube and
buttons.
Facebook, and Lisa doesn't know how to turn either of them off at the
I
same
know
time.
how to turn off Facebook.
She's using my phone for one. Hopefully, she didn't mess up my Pornhub because that's
Oh
all
my
I care about.
God. Lord, bye.
Bye. Yeah, good luck
I-
with that one.
I'm just gonna